evening with your CIGTV News Update. I'm April Cummings in for Donna Bush. In our top story, the arrival of the new RCIPS helicopter. The Airbus H-145 will operate along the existing H-145, which arrived on the island last March. It was purchased as part of a joint deal between the UK and the Cayman Islands. Having two helicopters on island will increase Cayman's capability to carry out search and rescue, law enforcement, and border protection operations. The aircraft will provide disaster relief efforts and will be available to assist other overseas territories during times of crisis. Both aircraft will be fitted with state-of-the-art surveillance systems, weather, SAR radar, and winching capability. Crews will spend the next 6 months training on the new equipment. Governor Martin Roper and Premier Alden McLaughlin were present for the arrival.
And I think what's so important is that this helicopter, additional helicopter, it's about the interdictions, law enforcement, it's about air and sea rescue, it's about the medivacs, and having two of these is hugely valuable.
Incredibly proud that a little place the size of the Cayman Islands now has such incredible capacity, which is principally about keeping our people safe and having the capacity to help neighbours as we've had to do and as we were willing to do in recent years.
This H-145 replaces the EC-135 helicopter, which suffered a forced landing earlier this year after experiencing a technical fault. Crews taking part in the National Community Enhancement Initiative, also known as NICE, complete their second week contributing to key government projects across the island. For the first time this winter, NICE has partnered with the Mosquito Research Control Unit to help support dengue control. They're working in the field to eliminate things like man-made standing water features, bird baths, buckets, clogged gutters, boats, and other receptacles which can serve as breeding grounds. Another first-time partner, the Department of Agriculture, where a team is working to get ready for next February's Agriculture Show. An Agriculture Department official outlined the program of work being taken by the team so far.
Yep, we're glad to have the NICE workers here at the Agriculture Society grounds. We're in an early head start of preparing for the upcoming show in February 26, 2020, and we got the help to tidy up some stalls, the cattle pens, fresh paint, remove and repair some stuff that needs to be done around the grounds, and it actually eases up the load on us that we're ahead of time doing this for the year coming up.
CIGTV also spoke to two members of the NICE work crew about their experiences with the program.
Well, I've been on the NICE program this would be about my fourth time now, and really and truly the reason I keep joining is because, you know, times are hard and you do hope that one day you can actually, from how you perform on these jobs, you can actually get a place of work.
This is my 11th year with the program, and I do enjoy doing it as well. I learn a lot of things hands-on that I have not, basically done before. I would never hold a machete, I would never do raking, but all of this teach me hands-on how to do those things.
And to stay physically fit.
Some 600 unemployed Caymanians and jobless spouses of Caymanians registered for work on the National Community Enhancement Program at the Lion Center in mid-November. And in our final story, CIGTV speaks to the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps Commandant Bobeth O'Garrow about the youth organization's achievements in 2019 and its objectives for 2020.
We have lots happening. We're in the process of going through a recruits camp at the moment for this weekend. But besides that, we're recruiting adults, recruiting young cadets into the program. We are planning to work closely with the Cayman Regiment if it comes in to being within the next year. We are looking to grow the organization. I would say to increase our numbers. We're trying to get to at least 250 cadets in the program. We're trying to get there by recruiting 10% of the school population, of each school population that we're in. And that would say, for example, Clifton Hunter has almost 1,000 students. We want to get 100 students there. John Gray has almost 1,000 students, or if not 1,000 and plus students. We also want to get 100 and something students there. Lehman Scott High School in Cayman Brac, we'd also like to increase our numbers there. Well, let me speak to the cadets first. First, I would say they'd enjoy themselves. They would enjoy the activities that are being offered to them. Besides the fact that everyone drills, oh, you're going to be disciplined, it's going to be drilled, it's going to be all these hard things. they're going to enjoy themselves. They're going to get an opportunity to do things that they wouldn't have been doing otherwise. They'll learn responsibility in their own. They'll learn to take care of themselves. They'll learn to work with others, and in many cases, they'll learn to lead others as well.
5, 6, 7, 8.
So at the camp right now, parents, this is would be good for parents. They'd be happy to know that the children are learning how to wash dishes, because some don't wash at home. They're learning how to prepare their beds, which will be their cots. They're learning how to keep their room or their tent clean. They're waking up early in the morning, going for exercise, which is going to be part of the routine for the weekend, where many young children, they are not waking up on their own. Parents have to go in the room and wake them up. Many of them, they're not taking care of their rooms or beds themselves. By the time they leave camp, they'll know how to do that. Well, for volunteers, we're open to anyone. As long as you can pass our security checks, but we're open to anyone. You don't have to have military or cadet training. Once you have a willingness and a love to learn and to work with our young people, then we're welcoming you. Well, first, when you join, we're not going to send you to do any duties until you go through the training. So there's an 8-week training period that you yourself would be prepared in cadetting activities and learn some required skills. You'd also get some training in first aid, mental health first aid to deal with the young people. So we'd prepare you in that aspect. After we've prepared you, then your requirement would be to turn up to training sessions on whichever day, whether it's a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning, I should say, where you would provide supervision for the children. If you already come with cadetting and military experience and knowledge, then we'd utilize that skill and have you interact with the children and help with training. And if you have other skills, like say, for example, you're involved with the digital world and media and so forth, you could do a media session with our kids.
Cadets, the cadets.
What do you think it is? Yeah! The cadets! Yes, congratulations to you. Please join us on stage.
The Boot Award, I am extremely proud of the cadets. I should have been at the award ceremony at the residence, but I was unable to make it. But our cadets who go on parade, they prepare long and hard for the activity. You should see their boots. Their boots are usually impeccable. Their uniforms, even if it's slightly bigger, the way for them, because we do have some tiny cadets, the way that they wear their uniform with pride, conduct themselves when they're drilling is awesome, and it is great to know that others are out there recognizing the efforts that they've put in.
Right, left, right, forward, hold.
Next up, a look at a story making headlines from the Radio Cayman newsroom. If you're hoping to get on Santa's nice list at the last minute, it's not too late. You can join Plastic Free Cayman for their monthly beach cleanup at East End on Saturday from 8 a.m. The group will be targeting the area between Collier's Beach and Moritz. Members of the public are invited to bring a hat, reusable water bottle, a friend, and a lot of Christmas spirit. And in our final segment today, the Cayman Compass looks at recent celebrations of Garifuna Settlement Day by the local Belizean community. A civil rights activist created the holiday in 1941 and declared it a national holiday in 1977. It commemorates the settlement of the people in Belize after being exiled from the Grenadines by the British Army.
Today, the Garifuna and St. Vincent have lost much of their culture due to the oppression and assimilation brought about by the white man. As we continue to migrate and build new communities, it is imperative that we make a conscious effort to preserve our heritage. We can each play a part in the mission by finding our service roles in the varied fabric of Garifuna life.
Go online to both Radio Cayman and the Cayman Compass for more daily community news headlines. Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for our area from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Moderate north to northeast winds and moderate seas are expected for the next 24 hours as a high-pressure system builds over the Gulf of Mexico. Radar images are showing no showers within the Cayman area. The forecast for Friday evening calls for partly cloudy skies, a 20% chance of showers, temperatures falling to the low 70s, and winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 knots. We're expecting slight to moderate seas with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. You can get the latest weather online at weather.gov.ky or on the radio at 107.9 FM. If you'd rather use your phone, you can download the National Weather Services app, CINWS, to have the latest weather information at your fingertips. And that is the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what's on our program schedule, you can go online to gis.gov.ky, and there's a publications icon on the bottom of the page. You can also follow us on Facebook and our YouTube channel to see our news updates anytime. I'm April Cummings in for Donna Bush. Thanks for joining us.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has launched a new service to apply for a police clearance certificate online. To make this process quick and easy, ensure you have digital copies of all required documents readily available. At a minimum, you'll need a copy of your passport photo page. Our website lists the full requirements. If you are using an Apple iOS or Android mobile device, you can use the camera to take photos of these documents while completing your application. After you have read the instructions and are ready to start, type in the alphanumeric string from the CAPTCHA image and click the green button that says Start Application. If you can't read the letters and numbers properly, click Can't Read Image below the photo to try again. To complete your application, you will follow 5 simple steps. These are shown at the top of each page, and the blue circle will always show where you are right now. Enter the requested data in each field. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Each field has some help information, and please pay attention to the correct format for dates and telephone numbers in particular. When selecting your birthday, you can also use the calendar feature. If a field has a drop-down list, you can scroll through alphabetically or start typing to find the correct option. You will be asked to enter your email address twice to ensure it's correct. This is the address we will use to send you a confirmation email and receipt. Once you have entered all of the required information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. If you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. On this page, answer the questions about past offenses, provide details if relevant, and then click Next. In this step, you will select the type of service being requested and details of the person applying, as well as anyone who might pick up the certificate on his or her behalf. If you select certain options, more information may be required at this stage or later in the process when you are uploading your documents. Finally, select the reasons you are applying and then click Next. If you make a mistake, use the drop-down menu to change the reason or click the red X to delete a line. Remember, if you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. If you need to go back to a previous page to review or change data you already entered, you can use the Back button. You can also navigate through the process using the links at the top of the page. On this page, you will be asked for the relevant digital documents to support your application. On each line, click the Upload icon, select the correct file, and then click Upload. Repeat this process for each document. Based on the information you've already entered, this page will tell you the basic documents required. However, please remember to read the guidance notes to ensure you've included everything for your particular application. You can click the Upload More Documents button if you need to add more files, using the Comments field to briefly explain the additional documents you are submitting. If you go back to previous sections after uploading documents and make changes that affect these requirements, you may need to re-upload your documents. This is the final page before submission. Please review all information provided to ensure it is accurate and complete. You won't be able to change anything on this page, but you can use the Back button or the links at the top of the page to return to earlier pages and update any field. By submitting this application, you are declaring that the information provided is accurate and truthful. If you are satisfied with your application, click Proceed to Online Payment. You may need to allow pop-ups and then click the button again to show the payment screen where you will enter your debit or credit card information. The Cayman Islands government accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can use a debit or credit card issued anywhere in the world. Payment will be processed in Cayman Islands dollars for local service, and in United States dollars for overseas service. If you have questions about any exchange rate that will be used, or foreign currency transaction fees, please contact the bank that issued your card. The Cayman Islands government will not receive or retain your card information. Once your online payment has been authorized, you can view and print your receipt. Click Continue to return to our webpage for details on pickup date and time. If there is an issue with your application and we have to contact you for more information, your application may be delayed. You will also receive a confirmation email with this information and your official receipt. Please remember to bring your passport for identification when you collect your certificate from the Criminal Records Office.
The Esterly Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.